Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive. This time, we're tackling hangover cures,
Huh.
but with a bit of a twist.
Ah,
We're heading to Japan
interesting.
to explore their unique approach to dealing with hangovers.
Sounds fascinating.
I think we've all been there, right? You're excited for a night out,
Yeah.
but then you remember that dreaded feeling the next
Like
day.
hangover.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That pounding headache, the fatigue, the nausea.
It's the worst.
So we're always looking for that magic cure, right?
Absolutely.
But what if I told you the Japanese are all about preventing hangovers before they even start?
Now that's a game changer. I've heard about this drink.
Yeah.
Ukon no Chikara.
Oh, yeah.
It's supposed to be amazing.
I've heard of that. It's made with turmeric, right?
That's the one. Turmeric and
Ah.
a few other interesting ingredients. Like what?
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
But it's quite different from what we typically use in the West.
Definitely. So turmeric before drinking.
Yep.
I mean, I use turmeric in cooking.
Yeah. I never thought of it as a hangover cure.
Well, it's all about this active compound in turmeric called curcumin.
Okay.
It's a powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant.
So it's like a shield for your liver.
Exactly. It helps protect it from damage
That's interesting.
before you even start drinking.
So there's actually science behind it.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just an old wives' tale.
There's promising research out there
Wow.
suggesting that curcumin might reduce inflammation and liver damage, both of which, contribute to hangovers. Makes sense. Now, Ukon no Chikara itself, it has a very distinct medicinal smell and taste.
Really?
It's sharply sweet with a sour aftertaste and strong turmeric notes.
Not for the faint of heart, I guess.
It can be a bit intense.
Yeah.
But they do offer milder flavors like cassie orange
Okay.
for those who aren't as fond of turmeric.
Got it. So you've tried it, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
I had to experience it firsthand.
What was your verdict?
Well, it didn't completely eliminate my hangovers, but it did seem to lessen the severity.
Interesting.
I noticed less nausea, which is a huge plus.
Yeah, that's awful.
It could be because the drink is less acidic compared to other alcoholic beverages.
That makes sense. So maybe not a complete cure-all,
Right.
but it could definitely take the edge off.
Definitely. And the best part is
Yeah.
you can find it everywhere in Japan.
Like even in convenience stores.
Oh, yeah, they're all over the place.
That's convenient.
Yeah.
But Ukon no Chikara isn't the only thing they use, right?
Oh, no, not at all.
What other unique hangover remedies do they have in Japan?
Well, have you ever heard of umeboshi?
Umeboshi.
Yeah.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
They're pickled plums.
Oh,
Pickled plums.
they're considered a traditional hangover cure.
Really?
The enzymes and beneficial bacteria from the fermentation process
Yeah.
are thought to help with digestion and combat fatigue.
Interesting.
You can eat them straight up,
Uh-huh.
but if you find them too sour,
You can pair them with rice or porridge.
okay, pickled plums.
Yeah.
That's going on my list of things to try.
Definitely give them a shot.
What else is there?
How about shijimi clams?
Shijimi clam.
They're these tiny freshwater clams packed with amino acids and minerals,
Wow.
including taurine, which may help reverse liver damage.
So good for your liver.
Exactly.
Where do you even find those?
You can actually find shijimi clam broth
No.
in vending machines in Japan.
Vending machines. That's crazy.
It's true.
Like they're on another level with their hangover cures.
They really take it seriously.
So besides pickled plums and clam broth,
Right.
what else do they use?
Well, they have a lot of go-to remedies,
Okay.
like okazuke.
Kazook.
It's a comforting bowl of rice with green tea or broth.
Sounds delicious.
It is.
Okay, what else?
They also have miso soup, which is full of probiotics and nutrients.
Probiotics are always good.
Definitely.
Anything else?
Oh, and persimmons.
Persimmons.
They're packed with potassium and an enzyme that helps break down acetaldehyde,
Acetaldehyde.
which is a toxic byproduct of alcohol metabolism.
So it helps your body process the alcohol better.
Exactly.
Interesting.
What else?
And of course, green tea.
Classic.
It's a great source of antioxidants and has a bit of caffeine,
Yeah.
which can help with headaches.
Okay, so
Wow.
they've got a lot of different approaches.
Yeah, they do.
That's fascinating.
It's really interesting how they address this from so many angles.
It's not just one thing, it's a whole system.
Right.
But it seems like they all have one thing in common.
And what's that?
They're all focused on supporting the liver,
That's a key observation.
replenishing nutrients, and aiding digestion.
It's a very holistic approach.
It's like they're tackling the root of the problem
Exactly.
instead of just masking the symptoms.
Not getting ahead of it.
That's pretty smart.
It really is.
It seems like preventative health and well-being
Yeah.
is really important in their culture.
It definitely plays a big role. I think that's something we could all learn from.
I agree.
So what stands out to you so far? Would you trade your usual hangover routine for any of these Japanese remedies? Let us know what you think.
You seem really into these Japanese hangover cures.
Yeah.
They're fascinating.
We've only scratched the surface, though.
Oh.
There's another layer to all of this
Okay.
that I find really interesting.
What's that?
The cultural context.
Okay, so what is it about Japanese culture that makes these remedies so important?
Well, we've talked about how accessible they are.
Yeah.
But there's also a big social element at play. Think about it. Japan has a really strong drinking culture. Especially when it comes to work and social events.
Yeah, it's like a big part of their lives, right?
Exactly. Have you ever heard of nomikai?
Nomikai.
Yeah.
It rings a bell, but I can't quite place it.
It literally translates to drinking party.
Okay.
But it's so much more than that.
So it's not just casual drinks with friends.
That's often tied to work functions, celebrations, or even welcoming new employees.
So it's a pretty significant part of their social and professional lives.
It is. It's about bonding and building relationships.
That makes sense. So with these nomikai happening all the time, it's no wonder they've developed this strong culture of hangover prevention.
Exactly. It's almost like a practical necessity.
I remember reading that some companies even offer Ukon no Chikara to their employees.
Oh, yeah.
For work parties.
Absolutely.
It's like they're trying to take care of their team.
Right. It's about creating a supportive work environment.
That's really interesting.
Where everyone feels comfortable participating.
Yeah.
Without the fear of a hangover.
Could it also create pressure to drink, though?
That's a good point.
Even if someone doesn't want to.
Yeah, it's a balance, for sure.
It's interesting to think about.
It is.
But anyway, we've been focusing on these traditional remedies.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, does Japan have any modern hangover cures?
Oh, they do.
Like what? Have you heard of Hepalyze DX?
Hepalyze DX?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
It's a supplement that combines cattle liver extract.
Cattle liver extract. Okay, that's definitely not something you hear every day.
It might sound unusual.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it aligns with the traditional belief that consuming animal organs can strengthen corresponding organs in the human body.
So in this case, it's supposed to support liver function.
Exactly. It's a more targeted approach to replenishing nutrients and giving your liver a boost.
So does it actually work?
Well, more research is needed
Yeah.
to fully understand the impact on hangover symptoms.
Okay.
But its popularity in Japan suggests that people find it effective.
So they've really got a range of options over there.
They do.
From ancient remedies to modern supplements.
It's quite impressive.
All with the goal of minimizing alcohol's impact on the body.
Absolutely.
Makes you wonder.
Yeah.
Why haven't we embraced this proactive approach in other parts of the world?
That's a great question. Why are we so focused on the cure when we could be thinking more about prevention?
I think a lot of it comes down to mindset.
Yes.
We often think of hangovers as an inevitable consequence of drinking.
Right.
Like it's something we just have to deal with after the fact.
Yeah, I can see that.
But maybe the Japanese have it right. Taking care of our liver health should be a priority.
It makes sense.
Especially when we know we'll be drinking.
It's about shifting our perspective.
I agree.
And realizing that liver health is an ongoing part of our well-being.
Not just something we think about when we're feeling awful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a much more holistic way of looking at things.
I'm sure some people are skeptical, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They might say that these Japanese hangover cures are just a placebo effect.
That's fair.
What would you say to that?
Well, healthy skepticism is always a good thing. We're not saying these are miracle cures or that everyone will experience the same results.
Okay.
But what's interesting is that many of these remedies, like Ukon no Chikara with its turmeric, do have scientifically backed benefits.
So there is some evidence to support them.
There is. The anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties of curcumin are well documented.
I see.
And those can definitely contribute to overall liver health.
So while the specific impact on hangovers might still be under investigation, there's a scientific basis for their potential effectiveness.
Exactly.
And even if there is a placebo effect, wouldn't it still be a good thing?
How so?
If it encourages people to take proactive steps towards their health.
Absolutely. It's about encouraging people to be more mindful about their drinking.
And to take care of their bodies.
Exactly. rather than relying on quick fixes after the fact.
I like that perspective.
Me too.
It's not about eliminating fun. It's about finding ways to enjoy ourselves while still prioritizing our well-being.
Well said.
But before we move on,
Okay.
I want to circle back to the cultural context.
Right.
We were discussing earlier, you mentioned nomikai,
Yeah.
but there's another term, genki,
Yeah.
that I found really intriguing.
Genki is a very powerful concept in Japanese culture.
What does it mean?
It encompasses health,
Okay.
energy, and vitality.
So it's that feeling of overall well-being.
Exactly, both physically and mentally.
So preventing hangovers isn't just about avoiding a headache.
Right.
It's about maintaining that sense of genki
That vital energy.
that's so important to their way of life.
It is. It's about being able to fully participate in life.
I see.
Without feeling drained or unwell.
That's beautiful.
It is, isn't it?
It's a really holistic approach to health and well-being,
It is.
recognizing that preventing a hangover
Yeah.
is about so much more than just physical symptoms.
Right. It's about fostering a culture
Yeah.
where people feel energized and empowered to live their lives to the fullest.
Beautifully put.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
It really does. If we were to adopt a similar mindset, prioritizing our own janky
Yeah.
and taking proactive steps to care for our liver,
Uh-huh.
could we change our whole relationship with alcohol
That's a great question.
and how we approach those special occasions?
That's really thought-provoking. Maybe it's not just about hangovers.
Oh,
Maybe it's about how we can cultivate a culture of preventative well-being.
in all aspects of our lives.
Exactly.
I think that's a powerful message to leave our listener with.
It is.
What are your thoughts on that? Has anything we've talked about today resonated with you? We'd love to hear your perspective. Wow, we've covered so much in this deep dive.
We have.
Turmeric shots, pickled plums, nomikai genki.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
It really has. It's amazing to see how different cultures approach the same issue.
Isn't it?
While we're often focused on curing a hangover,
Right?
the Japanese are all about preventing it in the first place.
Exactly. It's a different mindset.
What stands out to you as the biggest takeaway?
For me, it's the emphasis on liver health.
Yeah, that seems to be a recurring theme.
Whether it's the Ukon note Chikara with its curcumin, or the traditional remedies that support digestion and nutrient replenishment,
Right.
it all comes back to taking care of your liver.
It's like they're saying, let's be proactive.
Yeah,
Let's give our liver a fighting chance before we even start drinking.
I like that.
And that really resonates with me.
Me too.
It's not about depriving ourselves.
Right.
It's about finding ways to enjoy those special occasions without suffering the consequences later.
Exactly. And it ties in so well with the concept of genki.
That sense of vitality and well-being.
It's not just about avoiding a headache.
It's about maintaining that energy and fully embracing life.
Well said.
It's a good reminder that our health is precious.
It is.
And taking care of our liver is a crucial part of that.
Absolutely.
But what about those who are skeptical of these Japanese remedies? What would you say to them?
I'd say skepticism is a good thing.
Yeah.
It's important to do your research and approach new health trends with a critical eye.
Makes sense.
But what I find fascinating
Yeah.
is that many of these Japanese remedies do have a basis in science.
Really?
The anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties of turmeric, for example, are well documented. And even if there's a placebo effect, if it encourages people to be more mindful about their drinking and prioritize their health.
Isn't that a positive outcome?
It is. It's about finding what works for you.
And making informed choices.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
what's the one thing you'd want our listener to walk away with?
I'd encourage them to shift their mindset
Okay.
from cure to prevention.
So instead of trying to fix the damage after it's done,
Right.
think about how to support your liver health from the start.
Exactly. Make it an ongoing part of your lifestyle.
I love that. Well, we've explored some really intriguing options today.
We have
Turmeric drinks, pickled plums.
a whole arsenal of remedies.
Yeah. Maybe you'll try one of these Japanese remedies yourself.
Or at least be more mindful of your liver health.
Yeah.
The next time you're celebrating.
Whatever you choose.
Yeah.
We hope this deep dive has given you some food for thought.
And empowered you to make choices that support your well-being.
Thanks for joining us.